Meow, 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 which is cat language for good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this, the first episode of the PlayStation Premium Show within the GMGU, which is just one part of the GMG universe and the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the glorious amount of games found within the PlayStation Plus's catalog. I am one of your GMG hosts tonight, the Brazilian trophy huntineer and transition Sony pony, Lucas M. Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of every game offered through streaming services around the globe, Patrick Novosel.
Ain't that the truth?
And last but certainly not least, the final member of our GMG quadfecta who's got a digital cat in his heart, Zerk-induced PTSD on his brain, and probably still a little La Coretta hint with a hint of catnip in his old stomacho, the Marc Touche Boucher. Yep, that's a perfect impersonation of it. But actually, we are a true quadfecta, not a codfecta. There's no fish involved tonight. We have a special return guest, old Tim Paullin, our Iwanese buddy from out west. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks again for having me back against your better judgment.
That's right. We are so glad that Patrick convinced us and paid us a lot of money to allow you to come here tonight.
Jesus dollars, baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Rolling out them Jesus dollars. But yeah, we folks, we have our special guest, Tim Paullin, with us because tonight is a twofer. We are not only doing the old PlayStation Premium Show, we are doing a GMG VGBC Spoilercast covering one of July's games, Stray. So buckle up, my friends. As is tradition, the garbage truck on fire has pulled out of the parking lot and is headed down the podcast street near you. Welcome, one and all. We have only just begun. Just in case you're wondering what is going on, we don't really know, but I'm going to just share real quick just what we have coming at you here in the next weeks, months, maybe even years. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, though. We want to at least a couple times a month probably do a PlayStation-centric episode of the GMG Guys talking about the games that are offered that, you know, we could call them free, but they're not really because you pay for a service. One of the three tiers. I think we got Essential, we got Extra, and we got Premium, depending on what you're paying for. And you get free games at your fingertips that we're just going to call them free because when you download them, you don't have to pay for anything. They're just there, and you can download them. It's glorious. But we want to talk about some of those games. We want to share some of the drops that'll be headed your way each month, some of our personal picks. We're going to be ranking our top 10 list of games that we've played. And we're going to be doing what's called a 20 for 20, where we try to play a bunch of the games, at least give them a 20-minute try and either go all in on them, add them to the backlog, or abandon them altogether. And so that's just a preview of some of the things going on. And Rayla wants to share her thoughts on the matter.
Is all about
that. Do you have Stray on the TV right now?
She might be a little jealous. She might be a little jealous that I played so much of a cat game. No dog games were played. And so she was a little sad about that. But with that, we're actually going to jump into our Stray Spoilercast. Actually, no, we're not. I take that back. Walking it back, we are going to do, of course, as is tradition, a quick spoiler-free review and rating. And we're going to start with that old Patrick Novosel, who's going to share with us and probably doesn't have a dog barking in his speaker right now. So, Patrick, go ahead.
Yeah. This game, I was looking forward to this game when they announced it. I mean, you can play as a cat and just run around, do cat things. I mean, like, I don't know how much I can speak about this game before getting into spoilers, but I mean, the gameplay was fun. The story was fun. It was a short game. It was only like 4.5, 5 hours long of a game. So it was a nice bite-sized game to get through. A very fun, easy platinum for this game as well. I was the one that was like, hey, you know what? Probably not going to get to platinum on this one, but there was because of the speedrun trophy. And I'm like, ooh, I don't know. But yeah. I saw that you have to do it under 2 hours. And I saw people do it in an hour and a half, and I was like, "Oh man, that's a huge difference." So I think I'll be able to go for it. And I just followed a guide while I had the PC up while I was playing it, just following along, and I did it in an hour and a half, and got that old platinum. So this game was, and I did the platinum. So I played the game for about 4.5 hours, hour and a half for the speed run, about 6 hours for the platinum. So it's a very easy, achievable platinum in that sense. But yeah, I really like this game. But if I had to rank it or rate it, I would give it a 8 out of 10 cats and dogs.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, so that's for me. Mark, what about you?
So I was kind of generally optimistic about this game going in. Like I was like, okay, we're playing as a cat. All right, how do we make this interesting? But it's free on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. I have Extra technically, but I was kind of, I guess, mostly optimistic about it, and I jumped in, and I absolutely had an amazing time with this game. I love the whole vibe of it. It's the controls and everything are very simple. There's nothing too complex about button mapping and things like that, but it's just mainly you looking for where you can jump and move and just pushing one button or two if you count the meow button.
Yeah, a dedicated meow button.
One thing I wish is that I wish it told you how many times at the end of the game that you push that button, because I did that so many times.
I think I got there's a trophy to get to meow 100 times. I think
there?
Before I got finished with the second area, I had gotten that trophy.
Nice.
Yeah, I was.
You can.
It was in that second chapter, I think, is what you're talking about, where you're escaping from the something. This is the non-spoiler part, so I'll shut up.
Yeah,
but I slammed that meow button so many
you can
times.
meow in cutscenes, which was fun.
Yep.
Oh, nice! I did not know that.
Oh, I didn't either.
You can meow when you're supposed to be asleep.
Yep.
But
you meow whenever you want.
Yep. But
It's like sleep talking. That makes sense.
That's true. But yeah, absolutely loved the gameplay. Loved the graphics and visual look of everything. Just super chill. The music was fantastic. I loved that. They involved music in part of the, gameplay mechanics, sort of. It was one of the quests. Things like that. And yeah, I just absolutely had a fun time with it. So I'm going to give it 9.
Ooh.
I'm trying to think of something other than cats, because I don't want to do that. 9 B12s. 9 B12s out of 10.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
Tim, what about you?
Spoiler free. Yeah, I was not interested in this game, even a little. You guys were talking about it on previous episodes. I'm like, cat game? How fun is this going to be? And then I don't remember who. I think it might have been Patrick and Mark were talking about it in Discord. I'm like, all right, fine. And I downloaded it, and Mark was streaming Zelda last Saturday, and I started playing while I was watching him. And I'm like, okay, this is good. And then I just took a quick browse through the trophies, went sleep for an hour. Oops, sorry, spoilers. But yeah, and then Kitty went night night, and I sat there and watched Mark stream for an hour. And I'm like, yeah, this game's pretty fun. Yeah, the traversal is great. It's not hard. It's easy, but it's still fun.
Yeah.
So I give it. I'd be right in there with Mark. It's probably a 9 Zerks. 9 out of 10 Zerks.
Nice.
All right.
Exploded
I like that.
Zerks.
All right, Lucas.
Oh,
what about you?
that is so satisfying. Exploding
It's
Zerks.
true. We should make the sequel to like Exploding Kittens or something. Do Exploding Zerts, like an expansion. You should.
Yeah. Well, I am not a cat fan. I'm gonna just say it out front. That was like my negativity going in. But this game from the get-go of its preview and like your little backpack and just the whole setup and ambiance of the game drew me in right away. Like whenever they showed it 15 years ago or however long ago they gave a preview, Sony gave a preview of it. So
15 years ago.
very exciting. I mean, who can time when they first reveal stuff and then years later they're like, and here's the game. So
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
that is a thing for sure. But no, I was very much looking forward to this game, knowing that I would get to control the cat and I could prevent the cat from being a total dirtbag, which now I will say I enjoyed being a naughty cat and doing things that cats like to do, which we will talk about later. But I thought this game was pretty simple, pretty straightforward. I think after playing a lot of the games I've played with lots of systems and lots of deep stories, in some ways this was really refreshing to just play something very simple, straightforward, yet still an emotional story. And so I give it 8.9 out of 10 mini bald turkey chickens, because that's what the Zergs look like.
Mini bald turkey chickens.
There you go.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
That's
You
what
heard
they
it
look,
here,
they look
folks.
like. They look like inverted, like the turkey running backwards on Thanksgiving Day. If it came alive and started chasing you, that's what the Zergs look like.
But first,
they got the little nubbins. Yep.
All the little nubbins.
The turkey nubbins. That's what the Zergs look like. So spoilers for what the Zergs look like. Sorry, Zergs, not Zergs. I keep wanting to say Zergs, and that's definitely Lightyear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zerg. All right. With that, let's jump into spoilers. Not that, it's
Spoiler warning in your face.
spoilers. The cat does not see dead people, so it's not like super like blow your mind spoilers. But so Stray, what an up type of beginning where you're like, oh, look at me with my family, just hanging out, being cats, strolling around, and then boom, you're falling down this huge chasm, and then your family's just looking at you like, man, it stinks to be you. And then thus begins this game.
You know what's
Breaking
sad?
your heart.
You never, I guess we're zooming along to the end. You
Sure.
never see those guys again.
And that's a criticism that I have. You never get to see that. There's no resolution with the family. It's like, you know what? I just lost my, zooming to the end, I just lost my best friend. I don't care what happens to my cat family. That's pretty much how I felt about it. Is how the cat acted. But anyways, what'd you guys think of the beginning of kind of getting things set up, the controls, because they set you up with, here's how you jump, here's how you meow, here's how you do this and that. So, Tim, what did you feel about kind of the opening chapter?
yeah, it was a very quick little tutorial on how to do it, and just hanging out, and they wouldn't let you leave that area, so you had no choice but to just go around and meow and nuzzle up to other cats and bite them. But yeah, it was cool. Like I'm like, okay, this is gonna be easy. This is my kind of game.
Yeah.
Baby mode, baby.
Woo.
There
Oh
you go.
yeah, definitely baby mode on this. I mean, outside of the Zerg chase, and the trophy for that one, this game was pretty simple. It was like the tutorial was like press X to jump, hold X to jump a couple of times. It's like all right, that.
Yeah.
But my criticism for this game is the jumping mechanic, and when it was just like a magnetized to the next level, and it wasn't just your standard platformer where you had to
Right.
either jump small or jump high or
It was-
do a super jump or whatever.
Yeah,
That's one of
you're
the
on-
things like you
You're
never
on train
did.
tracks.
You never seen cats when they get ready to jump really far, they wiggle their butt a little bit
They
and
wind
then they
up.
jump. Yeah, and didn't have any of that. It was just like you jump here, you look where you want to jump and you jump, which many times I wanted to jump up, I jumped down, or I wanted to jump down, I jumped up. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But
Yeah. You had to move
yeah,
that
it was-
camera and get that X in the right spot where you wanted
Right.
to be.
Right, yeah. I think that was my biggest criticism was it wasn't a one of your natural platformers. It was
It
just
was
like
almost too linear.
yeah. Well,
In
I
play, because
was-
like there was rails and stuff. Like a cat could jump up on that. but it wouldn't let you jump up on that.
Yeah,
wanted
it
you
was
to go
almost
here.
like it was the opposite of dynamic. There was no dynamic gameplay. It was just like, here we are, press X when you want to jump somewhere, and you'll go right where the X is.
It's not
Yeah.
Celeste.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but outside of that, this opening part was great. I thought it was like a really like, you know, it's a cat, so I didn't get too emotional about this at this point. You know, he's lost his family, his friends, whoever those other cats were. But you fall down in there and, you know, just like break your leg, because if you fall
that
down
was
really
heartbreaking.
far, because
Yeah.
if you look at the when we get to, you know, jump into the end, when the whole dome opens, did you see how far that was or how high that was?
Yeah.
This cat fell like miles and then just licked its leg and it was running again. Like,
Dude, that was impressive. Like, it was, you were limping along, and then the cat passes out, and then the cat wakes up, licks his leg, and then walks normal. I'm like, wow,
yeah,
I wish I had that power.
I know,
Especially
right?
when I
That's
when I
how
almost
cats are
broke
in
my
the
toe
future.
yesterday. I should have just licked my toe, and then I would have been healed.
Wait, can you lick your toe? Are you that flexible?
Yeah.
Still?
I used
I mean,
to chew
you're-
on my
you're-
I
I mean,
used to
you're
chew on my
40, so-
toenails. I mean,
Oh.
I haven't tried. If I'm honest, I haven't tried in a
Good
really
night,
long
everybody.
Time, so. Yeah, man. When I was a little kid, I loved to chew on my toenails.
Okay, so you were
Gross.
part cat a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah. So yeah.
So Stray,
Oh yeah, back to
Oh,
stray.
yeah, back to
not,
stray.
Not
Yeah.
not licking your toes or chewing on toenails. Yeah. So we get into this game, gives us a little intro. I just loved the sounds of the pitter patter of my little cat feet, like just like walking along, like tick, 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 tick. Like
Yep.
it was really calming. And then I got to the chase scene, the first chase area, where the little turkey buzzards, turkey bird chickens came after you. And I tried a little too hard to get that stupid chase trophy, and I never got it, and I probably never will. If we're being
What?
honest.
Really?
Yeah. I tried for like 2 30-minute sessions, and there would always be one that would get me. I couldn't zig the zag at the right time, and I just lost patience. And I blame last year's 160 plus trophy hunts on it, because I'm over it. I'm like, I only want a trophy hunt games I really like. And this one was, you know, it was fun, but there's just some things it wasn't worth it. I'm like, I don't need it. So
Okay.
I moved on.
That
Fair.
shocks me
Yeah, I know.
because
I've
gonna
turned
get
over a
the
new leaf.
platinum and you're not. That is
Yeah,
weird.
it's true. No, but
I-
I've been watching plenty of people getting platinums, and I'm just like, nah, that's cool. Good for you.
I do have a
Who
list
are
of
you?
I
I
know.
do have a list of really crappy platinums for you to get to that are like $1.50. So we'll share those
Yeah.
later.
I still like those. Just when I'm bored and I'm just like, I just want a easy plat. But yeah, no, this one didn't. That's the only part that I really got irritated with, was just the magnetism of those turkey chickens, that just the zerks, they just were magnetized to you, and I just couldn't get it to where. I mean, I watched multiple videos and did multiple
I'll
things.
tell you
and-
what you can do is
Whilst I rage quit.
you can share your screen with me, hand the virtual controller to me, and I'll take
Yeah,
care of it.
and you'll get it.
Yeah.
How
I'll
many
take care
tries
of it
did
for
it
you.
take you, Pat?
It was, I don't know. I died 9 times, so I got the trophy there. But I think right after that, I looked online and it was just like, all you need to do is just zigzag. And I just followed the exact, pretty much the motion it was. And I don't know, maybe it took me 12, 13, 15 times. And I moved on. So I was glad that was over with.
I tried it twice the other night when I was streaming it and almost made it both times. And
It's
just
that you
that last
almost get to
one.
the end and yet one just jumps on you, man. That's
Yep.
frustrating.
Yeah,
But I'm like, okay, off stream next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Mark, how'd you like the little chase scene with the zerks?
So believe it or not, I actually died on this part one time.
Sure.
Because there was, well, I don't know if it was this part or there's another area that's very similar to it, where
Yeah.
you get chased by the Zerks. It may have been the second one, where like I didn't know where to go.
Oh yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
that was it. Probably in the sewers.
Yeah, and the funny thing was like I completely missed that there was this little hole that you're supposed to climb through while you're getting chased. And I'm like, oh, duh. And
Oh,
so
I know what you're talking about.
I tried to backtrack, and I was like, well, maybe
Oh,
I
yeah.
missed it and was supposed to go to the other way. And I'm like, and I actually ended up dying at that part. But yeah, I'm you know me. I'm not a huge trophy hunter. I only have one trophy, so or one platinum, I should say.
Miles Morales.
Yeah,
Represent.
but
That's a good one.
yeah, but I'm not a huge like. I don't want to chase trophies like that. Like I'm not gonna get super frustrated trying to get a platinum trophy. So
It's a
I was
good
like,
call.
I'm just gonna play it, just play through it, enjoy it. The Zerks actually reminded me. Now I honestly I didn't stare at them long enough, but they remind me of the Flood from
Okay,
from
I can
Halo.
see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially
they
when
have that
you
little jumpiness where
Yep.
they're jumping
Yeah.
at you and stuff. Yeah, that's very much like the Flood.
especially when you get the defluxer to blow them up and they
Yeah.
that reminds me of the Flood. But yeah, I mean, they very much established that these are your enemies from the get-go, and man, they are hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
I meant to mention when I first ran through this, like I got like goosebumps because I was like, oh no, they're chasing me. I don't want to die. If it reminded me of like the original Resident Evil where the dogs would jump through the window
Oh,
and
yeah.
chase you, and you had to go through the next door. That's what it felt like to me, and I was like, wow, why did this make me feel like that? Why am I getting scared from these Zerks? But they were menacing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, they would definitely overwhelm you like the Flood when you would stay still just for a second.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One was no big deal. A herd of them. Run. Yeah.
Yeah. And then your cat would just be like,
There's
And
one
then
section where you
dead.
have to run around and hit the button and then get them to go over into the other end.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
And I was kind of like you were, Mark. I didn't know where to go. So I'm running around in circles, and I wanted so much somebody clip that so I could have Benny Hill music playing over it.
oh.
Because I'm like, I don't know where to go. Don't know where to go. Don't know where to go.
Yeah, I was really thankful to get the defluxer, and then at one point where you get a little weapon to use against them, and then I did that trophy for not using it in the sewers, and I'm like, wasn't this great? I finally have a weapon, and I'm still trying to do these trophies, so I don't get to use it, and then it breaks at the end. I'm like, gosh, whatever.
Yeah, that was,
So
that was
moves
kind
on.
of a bummer that you didn't get to use it for very long.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you get the defluxer from Doc Brown from
yeah. What a little Easter egg, right?
he's got this white lab coat. He definitely looks like he's Doc Brown. Then he's like
Crazy hair.
Then it requires
wires.
1.21 gigawatts of power to be fixed. And I'm like, well, this is Doc Brown.
So
Yeah.
I knew
That
it
was
was
pretty
coming
cool.
when you find out that Doc is the guy's name and his son's name is Seamus, which is a very Irish name, kind of like Martin or Marty. And I was like,
McFly.
So I kind of like, are they hinting at that? And then when I actually saw Doc, and I'm like, oh my gosh!
Oh,
and then the name
oh,
of
yeah.
the device is the defluxer with flux in capital
Yeah,
letters,
flux capacitor.
and it requires the 1.25. I think they said in this kind.
No, he said
Oh.
1.21.
Did they say
Yeah.
1.21? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it until he said 1.21 gigawatts, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
got it.
That's
Nice.
fun. That's
well
fun.
done.
I'm
Well
like,
done.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Game of the year.
Yep.
Yeah. The other thing I love to do in pretty much all the robot areas was just to trip them as they were walking. That's one of the times I like to be a naughty cat. You just walk in front of them or walk between their legs and they would fall over and trip them up. That was a fun thing to do as a cat. And of course, knock stuff over. Like you could just walk up to paint cans, regular cans, and just knock things over. Just be
jump in boxes.
yeah, jump in
put
boxes.
a paper bag over your face, and your
Yes.
controls are just like
or wanky,
Opposite.
wonky. Yep.
It did not work.
No. But yeah, so back to the story of it though. Eventually you get introduced to B12, which is a cute little robot that that serves as your guide and helps unlock things and translate the language of the humanoids, the robots that were there.
Yeah.
There are no humans present. It's I don't know if I think if in their previews and the things that they showed, it was kind of obvious that it was some kind of post-apocalyptic or most likely something after the human race had already gone. But it is
Right.
confirmed while you're there as the cat and talking with B12 throughout your adventure that he has some knowledge of the old ones or whatever they called them. I can't remember, but pretty much people. And they've disappeared for whatever reason. And so you get to know him through unlocking memories and through your adventures, climbing to the surface, trying to get to where you can get to the surface
To the
and
outside.
escape to the outside. Yeah. And through that journey, you got yourself a backpack. You ran into a bunch of sentinels. What were some of the highlights in your journey to the surface that you guys enjoyed in particular, maybe didn't enjoy in particular? Patrick, what were your thoughts on that part of the journey?
I loved the unlocking the memories for B12. That whole storyline where I was just like, oh, this guy's just gonna help me out. I didn't realize that it gets revealed later that he used to be a human. It was his memories.
That was a fun reveal.
Really cool reveal. I'm like, oh, so were all these guys previously humans? And so I'm like, wow, these guys are like, I don't remember this, but I don't even know why I'm here. But then, B12 was like, I get it. I finally get it. I was a human, which leads to the end of the game. So I loved that. I loved that part. The part was my favorite part. When I was going through the memories, going through the trophy hunting, those were my favorite parts.
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely. I think if I remember correctly, all the humans died because of some sort of an illness or a virus.
Yeah, the plague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the professor, the scientist, was one of them, and so, but he was able to basically insert his consciousness into B12. But yeah, I loved all the little puzzles. I mean, there's again super simple puzzles, but you know me, I'm very much a puzzle guy, so I love creative ways of enhancing gameplay with puzzles and things like that, and traversing and figuring out ways to climb and all this kind of stuff, especially like when you get in the barrels and have to roll to
That was cool.
yeah. All of that is fantastic, and just learning the story. Obviously, like you said, I knew it was going to be some sort of post-apocalyptic world of some kind, and just learning how they decided to tell the story through a robot and a cat.
Yeah.
But I loved the fact that like I would go up to each and every one of the little beings and meow at them just to see what their reaction will be, because they either have like a heart or like a mad face or scared face or something like that. Like I loved how each of them had a different reaction each time, and I loved the outsiders. All four of those guys were fun and had their own unique experiences on each level. But yeah, I love the gameplay mechanics of it all.
And they were all like all the things were like cat, but it was like a little comedic. Like you're like, oh, I gotta get this guy who's like in a blazer, and I gotta get him a worker's hat, a worker's vest, and some boots.
Yep.
And you're like, and you give it to him, and like he just walks over, holding you in a box, and like and so that's how you get into the facility. It was just funny that you're in a box where cats love to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to steal one battery that runs the whole place.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an atomic
Efficiency
battery
right there.
It is an atomic battery, which will also run a subway.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, I think the interactions with the robot people were some of my favorites. Just like when you returned all the music to that little guitarist, and he would play the little tune. Now I will say, having played Last of Us Part 2, I was very aware that his strumming and fingering were not matching up with the music.
Yeah.
And it kind of bothered me a little bit. I was like, hey, couldn't get a little, get some fingers moving, at least strum to the tune of what you're doing.
Now, did you take naps while he was playing? Because that's what I did. I just took a nap and I was listening to the music.
Yep.
I mean, I did, but I didn't do it for an hour to get the trophy. I just would keep giving music and then listen to the song and let it play out. And yeah, I enjoyed the music. I felt like some of it was like almost like off-brand music, where it was trying to be a song, but they just play a slightly different one, so they didn't have to pay for, royalties and all that stuff. So
Yep.
it was and then some of it was a clearly original, I don't know, like Ross playing the keyboard kind of music. It was good
Infinite
times.
time.
We were talking about The Last of Us. Well, I kind of played it the first time around like Uncharted. So my time for the first round was 8.5 hours.
Wow.
Because
Impressive.
I looked at every corner because I didn't know what there was for collectibles. So I uncharted it looking for shinies.
Yeah, you did.
And I still didn't find all the stupid music sheets.
Yeah, man.
They are all in like some corners that you would have. I mean, like there's some hard parts.
You have to like knock over boxes and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Knock
stuff
over
in a certain
books.
order.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I used a collectible guide from the beginning. I did the same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't really get any personal joy of finding those little trinkets. I've done that. I feel like Uncharted is what I would say cured me of the desire to do the exploring and spend a bunch of time that I'll never get back exploring. And so I just immediately was like, all right, I'm going to go in blind with the story, but I'm going to read this collectible guide and make sure I get, because I really think, the collectibles weren't on the level of like Spider-Man collectibles or even Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one, but they were still cool, like the music sheets and the little things you find, and B12, like going over and like disapparating the items, putting it in your backpack. Speaking of your backpack, one of the funniest moments is when the cat puts on the backpack for the first time just totally falls over. You can't move. So funny.
Yeah.
If for those who haven't watched the cat videos, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen them. When you put clothes or stuff on cats like that, they'll go completely dead fish and just like not know what to do with themselves. So that was pretty humorous.
I think that was another one of my favorite things about the game itself, is that they took seemingly menial cat things and actually made like gameplay mechanics that you would use later on. Like, every so often you'd find a room, and I know it's a trophy to like scratch every carpet in every world or whatever, or something like that. And so even though like there was no need to, like I would just go over and knead on the carpet a little bit, but then you end up using that later, having to like destroy wires or use it to get somebody's attention at the door or something like that. It's just like a whole bunch of cat menial tasks that they actually turned into gameplay mechanics that would progress the game.
Yeah, and they used the power of the PlayStation 5 controller and gave you some, just resistance when you were doing those. I'm like, really? This game is taking advantage of the PS5 controller?
That's right. Haptics. Yep. Haptic pawing at curtains and carpet and stuff. Yeah, that was cool. Definitely cool. By the end, you reach the control room, as it's called, after you activate the subway with that atomic battery, as Timmy mentioned. And then you discover that in order to open up the surface to let pretty much everybody free, including yourself, B12 confesses that he has to use the last of his energy and the last of his processing power to keep himself, quote unquote, alive.
Yeah.
What an emotional moment. Like,
it was
really,
a sad moment.
I mean, it was a sad moment. It was,
I didn't want to leave that spot after.
Oh my gosh. How long did you sit there? I sat there. I'm like, is this it? Like, want to get up away from this.
Yeah, I considered getting the hour because, like Tim mentioned, there's a trophy for taking a cat nap for an hour.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I should just leave it here for an hour, and then my kids wanted to play Minecraft Dungeons, and I'm like, dang it, okay, whatever. I'm just
I
gonna
didn't want to leave B12.
move on. I know, right? It was sad. I wanted to take them with me, like I don't know, wear them around my neck like a necklace, like
Mr. T.
like Mr. T or what's the other guy, Sir Mix-a-Lot or someone like that.
Oh, like
Flava
the
Flav?
galaxy from
Yeah, Flava Flav.
The
Yeah,
giant clock.
Flava
Flava Flav.
yeah, that'd have been classic.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of classic, when you finally reach the surface and get back to where you assume is around the area you were with your cat family,
He
you
starts
get
doing the head bob.
starts doing the cat head bob. I'm like, surely they did that on purpose because the cat
Of course
was
they
like
did. Yeah.
clearly doing it. That was so well like inserted. I would have liked to zoom in a little more and like play some kind of head bobbing music, but I
Zoom
still
in
appreciated
and
it.
have his entire cat family there with him doing it.
Yeah,
with him.
doing it with them, right? Make it like the end of RRR where everybody's dancing.
Yep.
And that would have been awesome. All the cats dancing, animals, robots.
I'm sure at some point there will be a mod for that to happen.
Oh,
'Cause
you know
if
this
you can
is-
be
yeah.
if you can be Garfield and
Yeah,
and all
exactly.
that kind of stuff, and
So many
split
mods.
screen multiplayer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that split screen co-op multiplayer mod. Now that's cool.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any final thoughts? Anything else you want to share? What are you looking for in a sequel to Stray? Like Stray Again, Stray 2 Furious? What are we thinking?
I mean, I would like the same kind of thing, maybe the same developer for this, but do a dog game. I think we don't need another cat game. I don't think we do. I don't think, unless it's going to be called Strays and it's online multiplayer PvP fighting MMO.
Yeah.
Like I don't
Laser cats.
I would like a dog one. I think the dog, because
Agreed.
if cats are living up there, what's to say that other animals are living up there? Maybe have a direct sequel, but instead of playing as a cat, maybe it's cats and maybe it's strays. And what's a stray dog? I guess it's just strays.
Yeah, usually just
Maybe-
called strays.
Yeah.
Stray.
I think
Yeah.
they should call it Stray Homeward Bound Edition.
Oh my
And
gosh.
They have Michael J. Fox. They have
Milo or no?
Yeah. No,
Not
Milo and
Milo and
Otis.
Yeah, that's a different one.
Sally
Yeah.
a different
Sally
one.
Field and
Yeah,
Michael J.
Sally
Fox.
Field.
Yeah, that's right.
Do
Yeah,
that, and
I
you play
think-
as a trio of cats. Do it like Grand Theft Auto 5, except you scroll between three animals, two
Nice.
dogs and a cat. That'd be perfect.
You just
I'd
call
play
it
that instead.
strays. That's all you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah, I think
Pluralize
that'd
it.
be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be down for that. Yeah, if
Mhm.
I'd be down for a Stray sequel, honestly, if the story's good enough. Do we need it? No, but we didn't need this one either. But we still got it. And
I'll tell you what, I think for me, I really enjoy, and this is after having played this, after having played 2 Horizon whatevers, I like post-apocalyptic like storytelling,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
being in the future and then finding out what happened. Like I like that journey of discovering, oh, this is what happened and this is where it went and blah blah blah. This is how humanity destroyed itself, etc. As bad as that sounds,
Don't
I
worry,
enjoyed.
we're on our way. You'll get to see
Yeah,
it.
we're working on it. We're seeing it live. Yeah, so good stuff.
Oh, it's good.
Tim, do you have any other final thoughts?
No, I think it should be Stray Cat Strut.
Yeah.
And-
Down to town,
yeah.
I'm a ladies' cat. Eat my dinner from a garbage can. Love it.
Nice.
It's great. Was a very unexpected game. It's right up there with Horizon.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
You heard it
Wow.
here first, folks. You heard it here, folks. First. All right.
Except
Yes.
it has the same jank as Horizon did before they patched it.
Yeah, I think for the next Stray, I need the cat's hair to be long enough to where it'll just move constantly and never stop moving all the time. Just like you're just there as a cat, and then the hair, it's like a long-haired Persian or whatever. Just hair everywhere,
Yeah.
constantly
It's
moving.
like the Fabio of cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Perfect.
maybe the final villain is a hairless cat.
Ooh,
Chihuahua.
that's jealous of you.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that. All right,
Naturalized
that's
dog.
free ideas, Sony. So get on that.
Annapurna,
Let them
get
know.
at it.
Annapurna. Yep. Annapurna. I can't purr. Purna.
It's funny they did that
What?
on release day for Stray. They changed their name on Twitter to Annapurna
Yeah.
Really?
intercaptive.
Multiple R's.
Oh,
Nice.
I didn't look it up. What other games have they done?
Annapurna.
Yeah.
Oh,
They've
man,
done a
they've
number of-
done a
number of
lot
games.
Oh, what was I think it was Call of the Sea. I think was the one that they did. I streamed that.
I played that.
Yeah. They also did that weird mystery game on Xbox Game Pass.
Edith Finch.
No, it was the one where you got the voice actors and actresses, and it was a top down in an apartment.
Oh, 12 minutes.
Yeah, that
Oh.
I forgot about that game because it was so bad. So,
Oh, they totally redeemed themselves.
no, but there's
totally
a ton
redeemed
of
yourself.
Annapurna. Annapurna just today had a conference
They did.
and revealing all
Well,
their
they-
new
yeah.
games that are coming out.
I mean, they did Artful Escape
That's a
as
good one.
well. Outer
Love that
Wilds.
game.
Yeah.
I haven't done Outer Wilds. I've heard good things about that.
Yeah.
Journey. They did Journey.
Yep.
That's who did Journey.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh yeah.
they did Journey?
They did Journey.
I thought it
Mhm.
was that game company.
Oh well, that's. I wonder if they distributed it. It's on the list.
Interesting. All right.
They must have been
Cool.
a distributor.
Yeah, maybe they helped out.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Well, that concludes the Spoilercast. That pretty much concludes the first episode of PlayStation Premium
Plus-
Show. Is that what we're
Plus
calling
premium.
the PP
PlayStation.
Show?
Wow. No.
The PSPP.
PlayStation
show?
Plus Premium Show.
The
PSPP.
PlayStation Plus PSPP show. All right, I like it. All right, well that concludes it for the PSPP show. As is tradition, some housekeeping where we offer towels, fluff pillows, topped with Andy's candies, and tip you off to the GMG news you need to know. The GMG stream team offering content and conversation Saturday to Sunday, Sunday to Saturday, either way you want to go on Twitch. Make sure to check out Marc, myself, and Chris in the coming weeks as we play a plethora of games on twitch.tv. Links in the show notes. You can tweet with us on Twitter, discourse on Discord. You can throw $1 in the tip jar if you like. Patreon.com/thegmgpod. You can also rate and review us on podcast services around the globe, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify, just to name a few. It helps us reach new joiners. So we would appreciate the stars, exclamation marks, feedback, or an encouraging word. And if you want to speak a word, you can call 929-GMG Guys. We got that available to you. Leave a message, ask a question, comment, feedback, all that good stuff. All right, then. Pat, Marc, and Timmy P, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.